I'm saying, no. I can't live without you now. Thinking of you. Thinking of you. What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Right now, I'm just waiting on my other members of Black Capital to show up, and yeah, sit back, get your notebooks ready, get your pads ready. If you have any charts, if you're in the stream, leave a link to your chart in the comment section, and we'll review it. Until then, sit back, relax, and learn something. As you can see on the screen, we have a little nigga named Keithan Smith. Don't worry about him. He's a little nigga. So, yeah. Thinking of you. I thought I told you that we gonna stop.
What's poppin', niggers?
Brand new whip, just copped it.
You saw you awake?
See what I did there?
Yeah. No, Jad. That's you, babe.
It sound like Keithan.
Huh? What is that? That's you, babe. I ain't messing with you no more, Big either. You ain't messaging me? What you mean, why? I ain't messing with you no more, babe. You ain't messing with me? We're going down. No, babe. What you do to me last night, man, babe? Bro, we didn't even do Chicago. But that fool ruined me, bro. We didn't even do Chicago, bro. Bro, I wake up around, let's see, dog. I go like 2 o'clock today. You couldn't tell me that was at 8 a.m.
Damn.
Oh.
I woke up at 9 a.m.
Bro, I was whoppered up.
Are you gonna see the same?
Yeah, we got anybody in the stream today?
Any who?
Yeah, we got anybody in the stream today?
Probably not.
Chilling. Yeah, I mean, we don't promote it, so.
What y'all could do though is watch it on maybe your phone or something, but turn the volume down. It's gonna help with.
Watch what?
Watch the stream on your phone or something, but turn the volume down because it's gonna help with the watch time.
True.
See what I'm saying? So yeah.
I'm gonna pull up YouTube right now.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, whenever you're ready, get it crack.
Y'all have to enter a meeting password for this stuff? What the hell?
Nah, I just joined from the thing. What you talking about? For the stream?
No, I'm talking about for this one.
I didn't.
No, man. A year.
What the hell is that?
That's you.
That wasn't me.
Alright, perfect.
How can we rain?
So who wants to go first?
You can go first for your things start breaking up.
Niggas like get off too though.
Like I say, mute the YouTube because it's gonna be.
It's gonna what?
If you did go and watch the stream on another device, could you mute that? Because it's gonna play back.
No problem.
Yeah.
Alright. So over here. We doing cameras or no?
Who?
We showing our camera or no?
You do what you want, Papa. At this point in time, my
All right.
camera's off, but
I feel like it. I feel like it assists. You know.
yeah, previously I've had it on. I'm bareback right now, so I have it on. Can't be
All right.
exposing the goods to the world yet.
All right. So over here, what we're looking at is we're looking at GJ on the monthly targets. So monthly candle, you can see how price held above 78.6. But still, previous monthly candle closed below 61.8. So what we have here is that with this wick, we completed a 100% retracement of last year's move. And why I say 100% retracement is because you can see price moved from, if you're looking at the data, price opened around here and price closed higher for the year. So we're seeing price move from low to high, meaning there was an appreciation. So we would be looking for a retracement to continue and move up. But price made a 100% retracement of that uptrend and continuing a multi-year downtrend over here. The 61.8 and the 38.2, you can see price really rejected those. And this June looks like it's about to close as a seller's market, confirming the seller's market. But there's still some, buying pressure over here with these wicks. So you have long wicks to the bottom over here, right? Showing a lot of buying pressure, some more long buying pressure wicks. And then you have this long selling wick over here. So I would say GJ is just stuck. GJ is stuck, and on a long-term basis, investors are just not sure. Because if you look at it, this here is going to say, okay, we have a lots of buying pressure in this month that turned price back up. Lots of buying pressure in this month that turned price back up after it wanted to break down. And then you have here price wanting to break up, and sellers stepped back in and said, no, we're going to drive this back into this range over here. So on the monthly, let's draw some shapes over here. Let's look at this. So if we look at the previous year, this is a demand zone over here, right? Because you see this wick that produces this bullish candle. And you see over here that price closes above that bullish zone. Price closes above here with another bullish candle. And then price, once again, closes above. And that's what drives price back up to retest the 38.2 in this multi-year downtrend. The fact that price has been closing above this demand. So right now with June's candle, we're seeing where price is back into this demand, and it's just not safe to say what's going to happen over a long term. So I would say when we're looking at the monthly time frame, let's look very to our recent months. So what's happened? Like for instance, with this bullish candle over here, we're gonna say what happened in the previous month. Okay, buyers came, drove the price back above the previous demand zone. So we would be looking for that in the next monthly candle. Then you have this monthly candle closing bullish. So you will say, okay, when price goes back to this demand zone, let's see what buyers are gonna do again. They drove price back above. Now, in this monthly candle, we're seeing sellers really dropped price back down. Let's look at the weekly. So on the weekly, you can see how last week buyers tried to step in this demand zone, and yet this price was driven back down by the highs of the previous week. So sellers are always going to want to sell at the weeks or the months previous highs, and then buyers are always going to want to buy at the weeks or the months previous lows. So here on this Sunday open, we're already seeing some bullish price action at the previous week's lows. And then with this week's monthly candle, you can see how over at the this week's highs on this bearish candle, sellers drove price back down. So it's very interesting because last week's candle over here closed higher. Then it did not break the low of the previous week's candle. It respected it, as those sellers should not see this as an optimum price to sell. And now buyers are stepping in again over at the previous week's lows. So we want to bear that in mind on the weekly time frame. Now, when we move to the daily, you can see in the daily, the uptrend is still being respected, right? So let's just draw some stuff over here. So over here, right, on the daily time frame, you can see how price created a low, a high over here, a higher low, a higher high, and now we have some confluence. We have this uptrend line in the daily where price tried to create a higher low out of this previous demand zone. And I call this a demand zone because you can see our price creates a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, and this selling candle comes back down and we close with another daily candle going bullish out of this bearish candle. So that means support is being confirmed up here. You know, some higher low is trying to be created. And what happens is this bullish candle fails to break the high of the previous bearish candle. So we're going to get another retest of that demand zone that's now fresh on the daily time frame, and we get that retest in this daily candle. And after that retest on this daily candle in the demand zone, which is in an uptrend, we got to push up, breaking the highs of the previous bearish candle and the previous three candles. At that, we get a break and close above. Then what happens in the open of June? You get a push back above. So you have a strong bullish move at the beginning of June, right? And this bullish move, the entire bullish move in June has now been, it's just basically been canceled out. Because if you look at the end of May came out of this support zone, and at the end of June, we're back in this support zone. So we've seen this has been an optimum buying price before, but on a long-term, multi-year basis, we're seeing GJ in a seller's market. So right now, I'm thinking that this range that was created. So this is Friday's bearish candle, right? And this is Thursday, and this is Wednesday. So on Wednesday, we created this selling range now because you have support over here from this bullish candle that has been broken, violated with this large bearish candle, and now has been retested and confirmed as resistance with Wednesday's bearish candle. So Wednesday bearish candle comes out of previous broken support, and then you have a retest on Thursday, and then Friday drops down to fill this clean traffic over here in this bullish candle, retesting a demand zone that was created at the beginning of last week. So I'm going to be looking at this demand zone is going to be key. If we can get a break and close below here, then we can say, okay, the multi-year trend for GJ should continue down, or price can, if price on a daily time frame is going to close bullish out of this zone, we can be looking for a retest in the channel. So this can create a channel, and we can look for a retest at this confirmed resistance over here. So price action in this zone is going to be very interesting. If you are if you trade consolidation, what you would be looking for here is some bullish closes on the daily or the 4 hours, and then you can just set a take profit over here to previous resistance zone. This can actually provide. Let's take a look. This can actually provide, around 130 pips. So that it can be a pretty good trade. But if you're a trend trader, if you're waiting for the trend to be confirmed, you would wait for either a break above this resistance that's been confirmed on the daily, or a break below this support that's been confirmed on the daily. A break and close, that is. Let's move to the 4 hour. So I don't like how that 4 hour looks, but okay, here we go. This looks better. So on the 4 hour, you can see over here, right? Let's just run through this really quickly. Price has support over here. Price started the support over here, retest, support again, and then we have a 700 pip move. So we already know that this demand area is a premium price for GJ. And what happens at the beginning of last week? The beginning of last week, we get price pushing up above out of this optimum pricing area again, but it fails to break. It doesn't have enough buying pressure to break above this broken support. So it creates a resistance at this broken support over here, and that's just because if you're looking at the 4-hour trend, you're seeing that price creates a high, price creates a low, price creates a lower high over here, right? So this over here, is draw some of these. Let's draw this over here. So you can really honestly just trade the 4-hour time frame, and you don't really need to look at any other time frames. But let's just run through this really quickly. So you can see price is in an uptrend during this time period. You have price creating support over here. So price creates support, price breaks previous resistance, and then retests that resistance, goes bullish. So you can see the retest in this candle here that remains bullish above resistance. And then you have another retest of this bearish candle that fails to break the low of the breakout candle and the retesting bullish candle. And then you have another bullish candle coming up out of the zone, pushing price back above. So this here is also a valid zone that's been previous resistance, now turned support. Now we get price breaking and closing back below this zone, retesting previous premium price over here, and then failing to break above the previous the previous level that we were looking at where buyers and sellers fought. So it would have been out of this bearish candle here where we would have seen that, okay, after this bullish candle, price could not break above our selling area, and now a price could not break above the previous resistance. And now sellers have stepped back in to confirm this price action. You get a bearish engulfing candle over here, engulfing some of the previous 4-hour candles that could not break above the zone. Then you get a retest in this 4-hour candle, and then you get a drop that breaks this now weakening support zone. And why I say this support zone would now be weakening is because, okay, you see prices form support over here, makes a high. Then price comes, retests that support, but makes a lower high. So that means that there isn't enough buying pressure, enough buyers here to come back out of this previous 4-hour support and create a fresh high. It creates a lower high. So that means obviously this support area should be very weak now because it cannot break the high that it once made before. So there are less buyers now at this price. So what we do, we get a break of that. We get a break of support. Now, toward the end of last week, on that break of support, we got price rejects it to confirm that sellers are now they want to look at this level as a premium price to sell at.
That's not last week's price.
Pardon?
That's not last week's price.
No, this isn't last week. So, okay, so this is in this week, towards the end of this week. If I said last week, that was a mistake. Okay. Toward the end of this week, you can see that price comes up to retest this broken support, right? In a downtrend, because it has a high, a low, a lower high, and it made a lower low. So price came, retested this support that was broken, and you have some selling pressure pushing it back down toward the end of the week. But toward the end of this week, volume decreases, volume fades toward the end of the week, and then you have a demand zone that was created from the retest. So from the retest of this broken support, it created this demand, and now toward the end of the week, there's less volume to push through this demand. So what we have is that we're opening this week at that demand. So since we're opening this week at that demand, buyers they see this as the previous week's lows. So that's optimum for them to buy at. Now, the sellers are going to see this as, okay, this was a previous zone where we sold at. And here you can see how price fails to break above of the previous selling zone, which is in a downtrend market, because let's remember, in this period, price was bearish. It moved from a high to a low. So that means sellers were in control in this week. So what happened was buyers basically just drove added liquidity. So they drove price back to a premium selling price for the sellers that was in this bearish market over here. And sellers took control again, breaking the previous week's demand area. And we could have seen that this demand area should have gotten broken if it was weaker, because once again, price creates demand over here, creates a high, and then retests that demand and fails to create a fresh high from the previous high that it made. So we can call this a double top, right? This can be a double bottom. This is a double top. This double bottom was to retest the most recent highs. And then this double top is what serves as our confirmation to break the most recent lows. So we broke through, right? You get price creating some support over here, showing that there was a few buyers still here, but then price really breaks through with this selling candle. And now we look left, and it drives price straight to this demand zone once again at the end of the week. So volume is falling off. Volume fell off toward the end of this week at a demand zone. So what happens again? We're opening the new week going bullish to retest the previous broken support. Now, the funny thing is with this week is, last week we had consolidation where price was rejecting the previous broken support, but just didn't want to fall. Now, toward the end of the week, yet again, on a Friday, when volume is fading off in the seller's market, price fell straight to the demand zone yet again. So, in the market, this is just a human behavior. What has been happening? What has been happening? So we can say in the seller's market, toward the end of the week, if price was driven to a demand zone, typically in the next week, it starts off out of that demand zone, pushing up. Toward the end of this week, price was driven back to a previous demand zone over here, as you can see over here. And what happens at the beginning of the week? Price pushes up to retest what's the previous selling area. Now, toward the end of last week, yet again, price was pushed down to a demand zone where volume faded. And now you can see how in this week, at the beginning, yet again, price is trying to drive out of that demand zone. And then toward the middle of the week, we can probably look for a retest of what was the previous highs. So what was the previous highs of last week? And that would be this area over here. So it should be a good trade. If we're looking at history repeating itself and GJ being driven to a price where volume fades off, and then what it's going to do until the continuation of its real move that it wants to make, we would be looking in the, we would keep in the back of our mind that, hey, there's potential that since yet again, price on a Friday was driven down to this demand zone, volume faded off, we may get a push out of this demand zone to once again retest what was the previous week's highs. Where did sellers step in the previous period? Sellers stepped in the previous period over here. So, if we get a bullish close right now after 9 p.m. out of here, you get another retest and another bullish close out of this zone, we can be looking for price to at least come back up and retest the previous week's highs. This here is sort of a token support. So this is gonna be a traffic area over here to look at. This would be something to bear in mind over here. But right now, currently on the 4-hour, the trend is still down. Although it failed to break the previous low on the 4-hour, the trend is still down because it created a lower high over here. So in order for us to confirm that trend, that the bias should switch, we would need to get a break and close above this high. Because it looks the same thing as over here, right? You can see how price creates a low, creates a lower high, but fails to break the previous low. But yet it also fails to break the previous high. Still is creating lower highs. So we get a breakdown. Now here, price is failing to break the previous low, but we would have to pay attention to whether it fails to break this previous high. If it breaks and closes above this previous high, then okay, we can say bias may be switching, and we can look for price to come back and retest 136.18 area, right? But if we're getting rejections again, if we get a daily rejection out of this previous selling zone over here, we can be looking for price to continue down and then break this support. This traffic area, I think this is only going to serve as traffic on the 1 hour, but the true if price is to reject this zone and start moving up, the true reversal on the 4 hour is going to come out of 133.6 area, because this is the previous swing high. So what's happening is this was a swing low that created a lower high, and then since price is respecting the previous swing low that created this lower high, we should see price going to this is not a supply area. This is just a broken demand right now. This is not a supply area on the 4 hour. So we could expect price to come back and retest the previous swing lower high. The previous swing lower high on the 4 hour. Now if a 4 hour candle fails to break above here, and we trying to create a resistance here on the 4 hour. And if that is confirmed, then we can look for a breakdown of the support area. But right now, GJ is still in this channel, and this is a bearish channel. This is a bearish market right now. So GJ is still in a bearish channel, and I would say some key areas to pay attention for this week is going to be rejections from this zone. If you get a rejection from this zone, we can look to come back and retest this zone and eventually break down. If we get a break and close above this zone, then we can look for price to at least retest 133.64. Personally, I'm not going to be looking for buying opportunities right now. It's still a Sunday. I'll wait for the daily to close out of this zone. If we get daily pushes above this zone, then I would be looking for price to come back to 133.64. If we look back at our daily chart, you can see that on the daily, this was a clean candle on Friday. So if you're gonna go bullish, that you cannot even see this zone over here at what is this? So let's say, let me put in a line over here. Put in a line. So this is the 4 hour chart, and this price is 132.8, right? That area. You cannot even see that level, 132.8, over here on the daily. I mean, you can see, you can sort of see how price created a little support over here, mini support that was broken. So yeah, okay, I see how it can. What level is that? 132.8. Okay, yeah. So this could be a valid area to turn resistance. But Friday's candle was so clean, we can probably get a retest of this resistance zone over here. So I'm looking long term, right? I'm looking long term. If we want to confirm a bullish bias, we're gonna need a break above which zone is this? We're gonna need a break above 133.5 area, a break and close on the daily above 133.5. If we get another daily rejection out of here, or if our daily creates resistance over here at 132.9, then we should get some really good trades on the way down. So those are my thoughts on GJ for right now. I haven't had a chance to look at gold as yet, but Theo, you can be. Does anyone have any thoughts on GJ they want to share, or any questions?
Well, no, I agree with you saying. I I'm
Yeah, it's in a funny. It's kind of hard to draw a bias on GJ right now in the bigger time frames because yeah, if we look at this weekly candle out of this monthly zone, it's trying to go
there you go.
bullish. The monthly is what the selling wick is just the selling wick went crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
GJ is in a tough area because you have this buying wick and then you have this selling wick. So it's just I don't know, man. This is just so much indecisiveness. I don't get it. Like you the previous month you have price tried to push down, buyers stepped back in. Now price tried to push up, sellers stepped back in. So it's in a weird area. GJ probably is best on the 4 hour right now.
Yeah.
I would say just trading these 4 hour and these 4 hour zones can get you a lot of pips, man.
Yeah.
These can get you a lot of pips. I would say just to draw a bias on the 4 hour. If you have a bias on the 4 hour, you say, hey, price will at least go to retest this area or go to retest this area. Then I would just look on the 1 hour or 30 minutes for how can I enter that trade?
Yeah.
How can I enter that trade? So if we look at the 1 hour, you can see, or the 30 minute, because the 30 minute is a beast as well. If you look on the 30 minute, right, you can see better that, okay, this was a little demand zone over here. Because you get these buying wicks, right? You get these buying wicks. Now price opens pushing up back into that demand zone that was established on Friday. And then you get a retesting candle over here. So price retests over here, closes bullish back out of that previous demand zone. And now we get some consolidation above and price is trying to push up again. So we have a little range over here, right? Because you have some broken support and then you have some selling over here as well, selling pressure. So I wouldn't trade this range. It's not ideal. It's not ideal until we get a break and close above. Now a bullish break, and I would wait for high volumes. So around 5 a.m. tomorrow when London opens, and we're getting the crossover between London and U.S. sessions. Oh, look at that! So if we can get a close above, I would say on the 1 hour, if we can get a strong close above here, then we can actually look for buys to retest this previous broken support. And that would still be about, let's check, that would still be about 45 pips. 45 pips, and if you get a break and close above this previous supply zone, you can put your stop loss below a candle out of the zone, which would just be about, what did that say? About 10 pips. So 10 pips for 45 pips, that's about a 1 to 4.5 ratio. So that's a pretty good trade over there. And you can see price has just been going bullish on the 1 hour. You have a low, you have a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, respecting the previous low of the candle, creating a new high. So even on the 1 hour, trend is going bullish out of the 4 hour demand zone. So you want time frames to line up, right? We're saying on the 4 hour, we have a demand zone. Okay. On the 1 hour, price has been creating higher lows and higher highs. On the 30-minute, price is consolidating above this previous demand zone, and then we're getting bullish candles coming out of there. If we get a 30-minute close above this zone or in this zone, then you can really just put price, you can really put your stop loss below where the breakout, so this would serve as our breakout candle of this most recent supply. And then here would be the retest above that breakout candle. Now, if we get another bullish candle going bullish out of the zone and closing above, then you can put a stop loss, let's say an entry above here somewhere, a stop loss about down here, which would be about, 10 pips. And you can look for a take profit up here. But alternatively, we got to see a 30-minute or a 1 hour closing out of this range. Because right now, the way price is closing, it can still come back down to fill this previous wick, retest the zone, and then shoot back up. So if we get a 30-minute close above this range, then we can look for a take profit up here. But alternatively, we got to see a 30-minute or a 1 hour closing out of this range. Because right now, the way price is closing, it can still come back down to fill this previous wick, retest the zone, and then shoot back up. And that's why I wouldn't take any trades now, because it's low volume. It isn't enough volume or liquidity in the market to push price that high. You want to come when you want to come in your session. So this is GBP JPY. You the more volume is going to be in the London session, when they're going to be pushing GBP into the market. So yeah, that's why I'm saying right now it's a no trade. It's a no trade area. But I wouldn't be looking for, personally, I wouldn't be looking for any sells on this time frame out of this zone back down to here, unless, of course, depends how many pips you're looking for. If you're just a person looking for 15, 20 pips, then yeah, a bearish close back out of this previous zone would be a good sign to say, okay, maybe we can put stop loss above the zone, take a sell back down to fill this previous wick, because this is a weak buying candle. This is very weak. So we could get another retest of the demand zone. But it all depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
But that's pardon?
You be giving some comprehensive explanations, bro. I appreciate it, though. For real.
No problem, bro. Thanks.
You really leave no room for questions, though. Like you answer everything when you talk with these charts, man.
Thanks, bro. That's what I like. It's when you're talking about something you like,
Real wild.
Check silver stripes. That's what I like.
So is Utah? Do you have anything you want to share, or Theo? You want to share your screen now?
Yeah. If there's no questions, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah. Is there any questions? Does anyone have any questions? I see. We have some youngins on the call. Any questions from our youngins?
Good stuff. Good stuff. I still a little lost though.
That's okay. That's okay. Just gotta watch. Just all you're doing is watching for right now.
Yeah,
so.
I just watched the whole thing. I was watching.
Yeah, all you're doing is watching for right now to see.
Yeah, I kind of understand. I kind of get it.
Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
I trying to clown it.
Hey, walking he's a demon. I should have been rolling last name. Alright, so Keithan did GJ. I'm gonna go over Euro GBP, which is a cross between the Euro, which is the European currency, which is basically a conglomerate of the different European nations, and it's gonna be crossed with GBP. And yeah, without further ado, let me get on that. Somebody screaming? Oh no, not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
I bet now. Sharing this tab with Deloitte. I bet. So, like I said, this pair is called Euro GBP, and like I said earlier too, it's a cross between the Euro nation and the Great British Pound. And yeah, so let's go on the monthly, because this month closes on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, right? And
Can anyone see Theo's screen, or is that just me?
Nah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah, we can't see your screen, bro.
His mic was breaking up a bit too.
it says,
Yeah, it
it
was.
says
Okay. I thought that was my Wi-Fi. I was
Yeah,
scared
me
to
too.
say.
The thing say sharing the Deloitte though.
Yeah, it says you've started sharing your screen, but I can't see anything. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's still loading
I'll do
on a
it.
black screen.
Yeah, it's loading.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go.
I bet. Okay, so like I said, don't mind this. This right here is just you can read and see what it say. So like I said, right here we have, this is the monthly candle.
Yeah, Mike.
Can you hear me?
Bro, I don't know, you breaking up for me.
Yeah.
Is he breaking up for anyone else?
Y'all breaking up too though.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
To be honest.
So it ain't my Wi-Fi today.
I'm trying to tell you, y'all breaking up too though.
Or,
Hello.
Alright. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, you sound good now. You good, you good. You
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah, you good now. You good now.
Alright, so I'm gonna hide all of those. Like I said, right here is the current monthly candle. As you can see, price is still alive, and we have extremely bullish, not extremely bullish, but last month was bullish. This month, indicated by this wick right here, tell us that sellers tried to push the price down, but buyers remained in control. They regained control, and thus forced all the sellers out. And right now we have a very bullish
Yep.
candle.
Yep, yep.
Is it me or is it like lagging?
It's not you, Theo Wi-Fi acting up today.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was our Wi-Fi.
It's not ours, okay. I'm happy it's not mine anymore.
You doing the pen now?
Yeah, you feeling it now. You can soon hear him rage quit.
Just don't break your computer, man.
Bro, he's still going. I don't think he can hear us.
I mean, I'm just quieter now.
Yep.
I'm letting y'all finish.
Oh,
Can't
now
hear
I
you.
can hear him.
I'm letting y'all finish.
Now I can hear him.
Alright, we can hear you now.
So anyway, with all that, without further ado to say is, all I'm saying is that the monthly was bullish, as you can see. And what we did was we tapped into this new zone right here, or this range right here, so we can at least look for price to close maybe up here, at least for our first TPs. So let's go on the weekly. And once again, the week is just showing a more zoomed in picture of the monthly is telling us, which is bulls in the market. 2 weeks ago we had a bullish close here of support. Last week close, well, week before last close, we had another bullish close. Another sellers tried to enter the market, but buyers or bulls say F that, and they closed above here. And they also took out the previous bearish candle here, which is a very good sign, because right here we put in a higher high, right? And last week we put in another higher high. So I am looking for, like I said, on a monthly, sorry, for price to continue to at least up here, right? Price can easily push up here, but this is a weekly, so I'm not gonna get too overzealous. So let's go to the daily. Daily, once again, is giving us beautiful price action. We have price all week. Last week price was stuck in this range here, and on Friday we finally broke out with this bullish break of resistance, as you guys can see indicated here. I'm gonna take a pause, and can you guys hear me? Hello?
Bro, I couldn't really hear anything you were saying. It was breaking up.
Alright, let me rejoin. I'll see something. Let me see.
Same.
I'll rejoin.
Can the rest of y'all hear?
No, it's the same for me.
Okay.
I was hearing it, but I was lagging again.
Let me just ask you,
Yeah,
Toy.
you know.
Okay, you Toy, because Kevin and Loud on the same Wi-Fi. You can't trust them. You can't trust them.
You in and out, bro.
Huh?
You in and out.
Say it again.
You in and out.
I'm in and out.
You are in.
Alright,
Yeah.
bet. Yeah, y'all are breaking up too. I'll rejoin this and see what's up. Or maybe.
It's probably because you're streaming too.
I mean, every other
All
week.
that bandwidth.
Every other week, I'm streaming as well. It could be because I'm also watching on my phone. I'll close that. Let me see.
It's quite possible.
Alright. How about now? Technical difficulties. Sorry guys on the stream. I'm dealing with Patelco. I'm actually alive. Anything? Testing. Let me know if you can hear me.
You good. Yeah, mind you straight now.
Alright, bet. So, like I said, but the daily on Friday, we broke above this area here, which is as you can clearly see, for the people who don't know anything about trading right now, we have these phenomenons in trading called support and resistance, and what they act as is a floor, which would be support, and a ceiling. And the reason why you can that these phenomena take on those aliases is because, as you can see, price came here and bounced, similar to how anything would kind of bounce off the floor, or basically it was able to stand up or bounce, reject from the area. I know I started with that analogy, but I couldn't finish it. So anyway, it's a floor because if you was to look at these, you would obviously see that this is a ceiling because it's a top, or yeah, right. So
Mm-hmm.
what resistance and support does is it's previous price or history price and history, where we look in the past and we can tell where price had respected a level, which is right here. You can see price respected this level, which is from the date. If you can see on my screen, it says May 29th of this year. And if you come just to last week, price came up to that level and respected it. It broke through, right? But when we have broken resistance, which this acted as since price was below, we broke through this resistance and it came back and tested it, and the broken resistance now turned to support. And this is a great example of that right here. So we had that, and that basically, this break here confirmed our bullish bias if you were trading this pair. But something that is a killer to, like Keefen had mentioned, trend traders, is range. Price came into this ugly range right here, and this can, damn, who left? Y'all still there? I heard someone left.
I'm still here.
I guess that's Keefen. Alright. So, like I was saying, price came into this horrendous range, and the reason why I said that it's horrendous is because if you're a trend trader, or at least the type of trading that I do, I employ a strategy called the break and retest strategy, which is basically what I said before, where price broke through this resistance and then came back and retest this broken resistance, turned support. And usually in a trending market, as you can see, price came to support and bounced out from here, right? But it then came to resistance, and new formed resistance of a previous higher high, and rejected as well. And then it came back to the support, bounced again, and then basically just kept moving sideways. In a trending market, this probably would have just came here, if it had to retest or respect the resistance for a while, and made a play in this area here, and then continue up. But nonetheless, this is a common occurrence in markets, and we just have to come to expect it and know that this is not something that you want to be caught in unless you are a range trader, right? So what we would wait for is what would occurred here on Friday, which would be a break above the resistance. And now, like I said before, I am a break and retest trader. So for me to enter this trade, I would need price to give me some sort of retest of broken resistance, which would be probably in this area, because then by doing that, price would then be forming a new structure level, right? And I think Keefen went over this as well in his explanation for GJ, when he said that in a trend we have well, in an uptrend, since we're in an uptrend, we have something called higher highs and higher lows, right? So this is a low, this right here would be a higher low, this right here, since they are the same low, would be what's the word, consecutively, well, together in combination to create another higher low. So right here, price had made a higher high, right? So for me to get in an uptrend, and your safest entry point in an uptrend, if you're a trend trader or just a trader in general, is at its newly formed structure level, which would be a new higher low, which I would like to see come probably off of here, or maybe somewhere in here. But if it falls in here, I'm gonna be a bit weary, because if price was to, let's say, come down in here, now we back in this ugly range that I said I did not like before, right? So then I would just sit on my hands and wait for price to give me more bullish signs. And if price was to then continue falling, I would for me to take sells, I would need something like a break below here, which would be a break of support, and then some sort of retest in here. Because now what happened here would be, if you was to break this support area, we would now have, well, let me see. I'm using this tool right now called a Fibonacci retracement tool, and what that does is it measures a retracement. Technically, if price is going up and then you have a move like this, that's classified as a retracement. So yeah, anyway, I would need some sort of something like this. And then to get in, like I said, in uptrends, the best point of entry on an uptrend, the most safest move is at a higher low, and vice versa for a downtrend. The best point of entry on a downtrend is a new lower high, which would be a situation like right here, because it would break, create a new lower low, and then a lower high, and that would be your best point of entry. But I am extremely bearish on this pair. Sorry, not bearish. I'm extremely bullish on this pair, so I will only be looking for bullish opportunities until I see, or if I was to see something like this form, then I would change my bias and then go with a bearish setup. But I'm extremely bullish on this pair simply because I mentioned on the monthly time frame that we have this extremely bullish, not extremely bullish, but it is pretty bullish. But after seeing that we drove out sellers in the market, that's a very good sign. That's confluence number 1. And then we have a bullish close up here, confluence number 2. The monthly candle closes on Wednesday, confluence number 3, which means that all of this is a 20, tomorrow is the 29th, 28 days of price action with 2 days left. So 2 to 1, this candle is going to close bullish, right? So that's a very good indication of the direction of the market for this up and coming week. Okay, so yeah, that's my bias on Euro GBP. I could go to the 1 hour, but like I said, I want to see that retracement. And even though 1 hour is giving me very beautiful signs that price is setting up to give me that retracement, and the way I'm able to see that is because we have this thing right here called, we have price kind of choppy, small volume, and so I would call this price action up here indecisive candles, or indecisive price action. And that usually happens right before price is either going to break out upwards or break out downwards. So right now here we wouldn't take anything. Well, the main reason why I wouldn't trade right now too is because, like you Toy know, and Keithan knows, and Ulal should know by now too, is that I do not take trades on Sunday, because one, Keithan mentioned before, there's not enough volume in the market right now, and 2, the market's just setting up, man. And everything's got to catch itself. Enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your weekend, and just, who likes working on Sundays? And just because the probability of good trades on Sundays are very slim, and as a trader, probability is everything. You definitely want to be in control of the odds. You want to have the odds in your favor, right? So it's no sense in rushing the trade right now. Just let the market tell you where it wants to go, right? So that's my opinion on EG. So I'm gonna look at now the other pairs that I trade. Keithan already went over GJ, so I'll take a stab at NU. While this is doing, have I been cutting out? Did you guys hear my explanation clearly, or was it shorty again?
One second, guys. Yeah, bro.
You're still breaking up, bro?
Yeah, again.
Alright, so what I've been doing, just listen to the live stream on YouTube and stuff like that. If y'all don't have nothing to say, and then just come back to the Zoom if you have a question to ask. Because on the live stream, you can hear him perfectly.
Okay, cool.
So go to Telly FX.
Drop the link for the live stream, bro.
Alright, I can drop it right now in the chat.
Yeah, do that. Okay.
Alright, just dropped it.
And I'll wait another 3 minutes for everyone to get on there.
Oh, did they drop from the call?
They probably after the call.
I'm gonna mute my mic. Be ready. I'll be listening.
Yeah, mute your mic and tell you. Yeah, exactly. Bro, what am I? The picture.
Yeah, you breaking up too. So they probably hearing you cutting up. On my end, that is, because since the audio is coming from my end. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. So this pair, what I have on the screen now is NGD USD. This is essentially the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. And yeah. So let's go on the monthly. The reason why I'm looking at the monthly is because, like I said earlier, for EG, we have 2 days left in this month, so you should definitely want to pay attention to what's happening here. So right off the bat, a toddler can tell that. Sorry, go ahead. Right in the chat, because you're breaking up on my end too. So yeah, right off the bat, I can tell that price right here is currently in a downtrend because, like I mentioned before, a downtrend consists of a high, a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So right now, it seems as if price is putting in a lower high formation, and I think that will be confirmed by next month's candle close, because what you want to see is a probably a bearish candle that closes below this red line, which is my monthly support or my monthly key level. So yeah, but I am bearish on this from the monthly perspective. Going to the weekly, we previously had this bullish run up here that violated the monthly resistance, but since it made that move, we've seen 2 consecutive bearish moves, with last week closing with a exhaustion wick to the downside. But what I'm a bit aware of is that even though it closed bearish, even though it had that very strong rejection from the upside, the candle still managed to close bullish, right? So that's something I am going to keep in mind, because there's times, as you can see, let me see if I can find an example over here. I guess I can't, but there's times where you have a formation like this and a beginner would probably see this wick to the upside and think sells, right? Not so fast, because this bullish body close still kind of has some significance, right? So what you would need to see is some type of engulfing candle closing below here, and an engulfing candle would be simply when you have, it's like a 2 candle setup. So an example of that would be right here. we have one bullish candle that went up. Well, this is not a really good example, but nonetheless, it should give you an idea of what an engulfing candle is, right? So a better one's right here actually. So we have a bullish candle to the upside, and the next candle immediately basically outdone that whole move and closed below. As you can see, this price engulfed this move right here, right? So that would be a classified as an engulfing candle pattern. That's a very strong signal because it just shows that price, and the fact that it also printed on this weekly resistance is even stronger. It's a very good sign that sellers in the market. And as you can see, after this printed, price just terminated and fell down to the bottom. So those are something that you as a trader, you're gonna realize that is something that's important. So dropping down to the daily, right? Like I said before about the weekly, yes, price closed with that wick to the upside, which is a strong rejection. But if you come on the daily, you can see that prices has found support, right? Price has found support. So sitting at support, the last thing you want to do is you want to sell at support, because it's like digging into the ground. It's very hard to do. You may break through eventually, but the process of breaking through is tiresome and it's stressful. So it's better for you to just wait, if price is going to continue falling, to actually break the support. Let the market show you that it wants to go down, so it will continue going down. And yeah, and then when it gives you that those enough confirmations that price will continue down, then you take an entry. Okay, so like I said, price is at support. We have some indecision printing on support. So even though I'm bearish on this pair from the monthly perspective, when we get on the daily sitting at support, we still have this very impulsive bullish move right here, right? I've yet to see a higher low being broken yet. So technically, this is still in an uptrend on the daily, right? Because I need to see higher lows being broken, forming a lower low, because that's a good indication that maybe price is starting to change direction. Okay, so yeah, because from here, looking at this indecision, all this small candles printed on support, this is giving me I can easily see price probably retesting this area, or at least the daily resistance, or maybe even this trend line. But right now, sales is not in control right now in my eyes. Okay, and if you go down to the 4-hour, we probably get a clearer picture of why that's the case. So if you go on the 4-hour, like I said, price is playing around support. They're also playing into this triangle pattern. I think this would be called a descending triangle, which is a good sign for sales, because that pattern actually usually indicates sales, but you never know. Okay, so yeah, my advice for if you're NU or AUD trader, because they kind of move similar, is just wait, man, and wait for price to tell you which way that it actually wants to go. So yeah, if price, and let's say on the hourly, if price does want to go up, I think you clear for buys after a situation like this happens. Yeah, this shit is moving slow. So if you are looking for buys, I would advise you to, mind you, this is the 1-hour, so this is not the best signal, especially right now in low volume. But in a high volume market, if you see price start to, let's say, break this resistance and then make a retest in here, and then give you some type of bullish, maybe a bullish engulfing pattern somewhere in here off of broken resistance turn support, then you could take a nice buy probably into here, or maybe even up to the daily, right? Because you have or not that much traffic to the left, and so forth, and you would still be technically aligned with the daily trend. Okay, so yeah, but NU is a bit choppy right now, so I probably won't mess with it too much until I have a clearer picture. I'm probably gonna be focusing more this week on Euro GBP, just because it finally broke out that resistance, and I can clearly see that market wants to go up. And then GJ, Kevin went over GJ. I'll probably give my little 2 cents on GJ. And like he said, this is what I have. I would say this. You see, when he was going over this price action and how he basically depicted he basically ran down why price fell to the ground, right? And this area right here is technically a lower high on the 4 hour right here. So anyone who's trading this who's probably not as skilled, not skilled, but experienced, they would think from right here that we technically we did break this lower high, which giving us a higher high. But when there's situations like that, because technically this is just an advanced or complicated or complex retracement, right? But to clarify these complex retracements, what I do is I would highlight this area right here that we seen price made a break in trend or structure. I would highlight that area, then I would go to the daily, and I would see if that daily actually, it's not that daily, if that price or that candle formation shows up on the daily as a new structure point. And as you can see, when I say new structure point, I mean like if it's also a lower high on the daily, right? And as we can see here, it's not, right? This technically right here is where that area was on the 4 hour. So on the daily we can see it's literally just, this is just price going up to make this lower high point. Kevin, the way he trades, he would be considering this as a lower high point, and this, to be honest, on the daily, this kind of makes a case for his type of, or his view, because you see I have this squiggly line here, because, and that is where I was marking up my lower high points on my structure levels on the 4 hour. And as you can see here, the wick depicts that low high point as well, right? So yeah, that's a win column, in a win column for Kevin on that type of scenario, and his way that he looks at the charts. And yeah, man, that's what I have. So I don't know if you guys wanna, actually let me check the stream, I guess, and see if any questions over here that you guys may have. No questions in the stream. Type questions in here if you need. Market mechanic. Yo, Cuban Key, is that you? I seen that person that commented on my shit before. Mute your mic on the Zoom call. Nah, but it's just that we ran twice. But if I mute my mic on the Zoom, can y'all hear me now?
Oh, pardon, I did mute my mic. Yeah, that's me. You know, market mechanic.
Now. Yeah, we get you straight.
Oh, pardon, I did mute my mic.
I bet. So I'm done with. I don't know if you told you want to hop on and show some of the jewelry that you're looking for.
I bet. So
let me stop sharing my screen. Go ahead, players. Whoever wants to take over. But I don't know if you guys can hear me here or no. If any of that makes sense, what I was saying.
But I don't know if you guys can hear me here or not. If any of that makes sense.
Can hear the echo.
yeah, bro, for sure.
Alright, cool.
For sure it did.
I'm glad we
Yeah.
was able to find a solution to the shorty mic situation. I don't know what had happened because I'm on my singled out Wi-Fi because I have a router that has two channels or two bandwidths, and I have one just for me. So I don't know why they're doing that, but
What a boss.
it is what it is. You ain't a boss. I
Alright.
was about to mark your butt again. A demon. That shit got me dying. Demon.
Oh man, this guy is funny, bro. Bro, why on the live stream this picture of me is up? So I don't get it. How do I turn that off?
Yeah, I think that's from your Google account, bro.
How do we remove that, bro? I don't get it.
Well, when you toy shares the screen, it's gonna go. It's
Yeah,
cause
man. Yeah, let me
Share
go.
your screen real quick.
oh, whoever shares your screen is gonna go.
Like
Show us
that.
what you're looking at.
There you go.
So this is gold. Go over gold a little bit. It's my interpretation of gold. I remember last week we talked about it. Like it's gonna reach an all-time heights because it's in the crazy bull market right now. But as you can see here, so when you talk about the all-time high, you talking about like this green line up here, or are you talking about this all-time high up here, or just making a new high completely keeping the last time we said?
Yeah. So right now, we're bullish. Now the weekend. So as you can see, candle has now been broken. So we have a fresh high. So we're gonna it's gonna look to create some new higher low now, and then since the market is still bullish and just created a fresh high, if we get a confirmed new fresh higher low, then it'll be looking to create a new fresher high. So I'm saying that gold's in a bullish market, and if you look at the monthly, switch to the monthly. That's M1.
Yeah,
there you go. Monthly. So if you look at that, wow, look at that, man. If you look at that, and then zoom out some more. Yeah, so if we can get a monthly break, so where you have your green line, and if we get a monthly break and close above that grade of price that it has never been at before.
Yeah, so you
See what I'm saying? But that green line you have there, that's a whole zone. So that's an entire zone, I would say. So if we start getting strong rejections out of that zone, then if you're looking for long-term trades, nah, gold, I personally wouldn't buy. I wouldn't buy it if you're looking long-term. But trades on like the 1 hour and the 4 hour and stuff, then yeah, because monthly and daily and weekly, they're all still very bullish. But if you're looking for like a long-term trade, definitely I wouldn't buy. I would just be sitting on my hands and waiting for either a strong break above, because that's in a zone now. That's in a selling zone now, or at least a take profit zone. But
sorry. I was just gonna add that, and I don't see any recent higher.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say.
Go ahead.
But tell us what you see, Utah.
So like yeah, it's like you said, like it's approaching that like that zone or that line of resistance. So if we go down to the daily time frame, we can see that. Yeah, I can't even show the zone, but yeah, it's still up there, and you can see like I kind of like mentioned before, like in our group chat, like I mentioned it, like I saw like a little bit of exhaustion, and good place for it to retest here and there, but it's kind of like not noticeable to see here. But if you bring it down to the 4, like I saw this pattern right here, this kind of area where it just kept touching this line. I was like watching this all week. It just kept touching, and then it finally just dropped. And remember Theo speaking about this thing called the bear belly concept, or that analogy he used, like it's
Yeah.
gonna push through that resistance line, push through until the point where it's gonna bounce back, and then that's exactly what it did, and it used that momentum to break through this price area, like definitively, and now it's back to where it was in the previous week, and from here it goes back, kind of reiterates your point that it's gonna reach that all-time high. But like this is kind of like what I was mentioning before, like it's gonna drop. Like I felt like it was gonna have a moment where it's gonna reach that price exhaustion, have to regain that momentum again from touching this bottom and then flying back up. So with that being said, we go down to the 1 hour. We can. Where are my lines? Where is this lines? So I probably go back to the 4, and then we can try and make a deduction of where it's gonna go and how the momentum is gonna move until it reaches that all-time high or reaches that previous. I can't even see the line from the daily one, but it reaches that same very neon, very bright, very green line you can see on the daily and the weekly. This line up here. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's my interpretation on gold for Audi, USD, Aussie. Aussie is still inside this very, very annoying zone that has been stuck in all week, all last week. And it took like a couple of trades here and there. Some successful, some not as successful, but it kind of been playing around this area. So I'm probably gonna like either that we're going probably gonna sit on my hands this week until we get a confirmation between whether to decide what it wants to do. Because you can see it's inside a heavy consolidation on the 4 hour and on the daily, same thing. So I'm just waiting to get a strong confirmation and see where the next movement's gonna go.
That's good. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
That's
last week, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. So one thing I would say for sure, like how in the 4 hour you said it's choppy or hard to read.
Yeah.
And I would always move to the higher time frame. So the 4 hour looks like that. I'd always move to the daily. And then on the daily, you can see that, okay, we're in a bullish market over here. You have that purple line you have at 0.60027. That's going to be your area to look for. If price can keep closing above that, then price wants to continue in a bullish market. Okay. So you'll just be waiting for like the 4 hour and the 1 hour to clear up, and then find a premium, like a nice support to buy at. But right now, that's looking bullish.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, once price keeps closing above that 0.6 area that you have in the purple line, then yeah, that should be continuing bullish. The 4 hour is just probably consolidating to I guess rest for the explosion upward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with that.
What I would say is,
But
what I might tell you guys before, that AU and NU moves very similar. If you go to the weekly and monthly is showing that we're technically at resistance. So I would also be, if you do take buys, I probably wouldn't, because like I said too, the daily is showing a bullish structure, right? But I wouldn't marry any buys. If I was to take a buy entry on NU or AU, I wouldn't marry that entry. And when I say marry, I wouldn't.
Let me see the week. Wait, you sorry?
Yeah. When I say wouldn't marry, I wouldn't, like, if I see signs of like bearish movements, I'd probably take profit. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah.
mm-hmm. See, like on a weekly time frame, it's like sitting right at this area right here.
Exactly.
So like, I think that's where like the consolidation is coming in. It's like in this If you can like take this whole thing right here.
It's in a range right now.
Yeah, it's in a range right now.
Yeah.
So I could do like so it's like bouncing around. So like
Yeah.
so probably like too comfortable taking a big trade on this right now.
Exactly. Because either way, I can see it continuing up. Like I said, because like same thing I said on NU. Even though we had that big wick to the upside, we still closed with a bullish body, right? So if we have a bullish momentum or bullish volume into the market, we can fill those wicks to the upside, right? But on the monthly and on the weekly, from where I see it, we are because the monthly's trend is bearish, right? So technically, we're now at a supposedly or a possible lower high point formation point, right? So it's kind of a, and the thing is, even though the monthly has that, the daily and 4 hour, they're so minuscule in terms of the amount of data that makes up one monthly candle that you can easily get a bullish move right now and you can still drop down and complete that monthly move, right? So you're doing the right thing. Watch the daily, especially if you're in Wednesday. Watch the daily, see what the daily is telling you, and then watch the 4 hour and just basically play those price action. I'd say if you like say like Keegan said, but if you want a long term play, then you're just gonna be watching the weekly and the monthly and basically following the price action that's shown on those time frames. But like he said, the 4 hour I do 4 hour and daily, I can see where I can go up another at least test that high one more time from the price action that I'm seeing on those time frames, right? So yeah. I see you got EU there. You have anything for EU?
EU.
I see you have Euro USD on your watch list. So.
Oh no, that's a mistake, man. I haven't marked this one up now.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't like
wow,
that.
so GJ really pushing out of the zone though.
That's good though. I would like to see that because why? That means it's giving me that retracement on your GBP.
Yeah, that really shot up out of that 4 hour demand we had.
That's also good.
That was like what that one.
That's good for continuation of sales.
When I was doing it, price jumped about 40 pips just now.
That's a good time for continuation of sales.
Yeah.
Well, if sales were to continue, if sales were to continue, that's pretty good because now it's giving us a possible new lower high or new structure level to take. What's the word I want to say? Profitable entries, a profitable scenario. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but the daily is showing. You try to take a look at the daily really quickly. Yeah, see, so that line that you have, 131.8. If daily keeps respecting that zone over there, yeah, we could be trying to push up out of the bottom of that channel.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hallelujah.
That is true.
We could also be doing that.
Stock market's been on the fritz all week.
Yeah, stock market. I mean, it's bullish. It's bullish. It's gonna go. I think it's gonna go. Let me take a look at US 30. I didn't take a look at US 30 yet.
You can pull it up?
I mean, I could pull it up and we can all take a look at it. Sure, up to you.
Like, I don't think I broke up.
It's probably called something different with your broker.
Yeah.
It's probably called Dow.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
It's probably Dow Jones on there, right?
I'll pull it up.
You say you trade with Pepper Stone? Yeah.
Pepper Stone.
Using Vantage now? I thought you was XM. Using Vantage now? Keeping.
Oh, bro, this is just for the stream.
Mm. I mean,
But
I need to ask
I
him.
was testing Vantage out
Yeah,
because
I know
Raja talk
exactly.
good Vantage.
That's what I was about to say.
Alright, alright, so let's take a look over here. Okay, so all time Dow Jones is in a bullish market. You can see after the big drop from Corona this year, price was just retesting this previous resistance zone that was broken. Price wicks off of that, starts pushing back up, and now let's zoom in, closer look. You can see over here that after creating this new low, so this is a low from the previous low, right? This is a lower low. And so what price is doing now is it's simply respecting the supply over here. So from this wick that created this wick of the monthly candle that created the new low from the previous low, this supply zone was being respected this month. Now let's look at the weekly. The weekly is showing bullish structure. Weekly is showing that it's still in bullish structure. You see price created a low, created a high, did some consolidation over here. So did some consolidation over here, created a higher low, pushed up, created a fresh high. Now, what could be happening now is price is searching for some support. We move to the daily time frame. You can see now how let me move this monthly. I don't like to really look at monthly. So this over here, this price is premium. So this is about 23.
Yo, Cam Newton just signed to the Patriots.
23.
That's crazy. Sorry.
24.
That's crazy.
That's psychological and something. It's pretty,
My bad.
Hello?
Yeah.
What were you saying something?
Oh, I was just saying that Cam Newton got signed to the Patriots, which is crazy. But yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, so like I was saying, on the daily time frame, you can see price has been bullish for some time now. For the past 1, 2, 3 months, price has been closing bullish. So from this is April. In April, price moves from low to high, so there's been appreciation. In May, price moves from low to high, appreciation again. And then in June, price creates a fresh high again. So right now, personally, I believe price is just searching for some premium support in the next month of July. This is support over here. You can see support was created, price created the fresh high in June, and then there was a retest of that support over here. This strong bearish candle on the daily could not close below that support. You get a bullish candle coming out of the support, another candle trying to break through that support and then closing above bullish. And now you get price try to break below, but see, you get this bullish candle on last week Thursday, right? This daily time frame. This bullish candle on last week Thursday coming up out of the zone. And then on Friday, you get this retest back into the zone and trying to break through the zone. So, but Friday, we're going to be saying that's the end of the week. It isn't as much volume. That's not the big move we're looking for, right? So Sunday, we're going to be looking at about Sunday and into Monday morning, 9 a.m. open for the New York Stock Exchange to really see what this candle is going to do out of the zone. If this candle can respect if this candle can close below bearish of this zone, then we can be looking for a drop to premium support area over here. But if on Monday when New York Stock Exchange opens, if price dries and closes back up bullish, then we can be looking for a continuation of the bullish trend over here. But my bias on Dow Jones is bullish. I'm bullish on the stock market. for sure. I'm bullish. It's right now. I think it's just trying to capture some liquidity and find a premium price for buybacks, but it's bullish. If we move to the 4 hour, so 4 hours in a downtrend, you see price in last week, price created a high. Well, price created a high that could not break the previous week's high. So 2 weeks ago, we had highs of around over here. So 2 weeks ago, we had highs around over here. And last week, price could not break those highs of this week. So we got a retest of the previous week's lows. So since price could not break the highs of this week it wanted to test the previous week's lows, and it started respecting it, but price continued to trend. So Dow trends very hard. You have over here, you have a high, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high again, cannot break this previous week's highs, creates a lower low. And so what happens? You have a lower high after the break of this previous demand over here. So this is a demand. Why I say this is a demand? Because in this week, you have a selling candle coming down, could not break the previous previous bullish candle. And then you have some bullish price action coming up out of here. Another retest over here that closes, pushes back above. So this is a demand zone. And then you have another bullish candle coming out of the demand zone, and then a bearish engulfing, breaking it. So what price wanted to do was just continue the immediate trend here, retesting that previous broken demand. And now we get bearish price action, bearish engulfing candle. Okay, the previous support is now confirmed resistance. We get a little retest in the next 4 hour candle, and then a push down to the daily support. Now, if we want to get very technical, this was the low of this week, and price right now is respecting that low, because this is bullish. This is a demand zone over here. This is the previous lows of that week, and now this week is respecting that. So what we're going to want to look for, we know on the daily it's bullish. On the weekly, it's also bullish. Now in the 4 hour, the immediate trend is still pushing down. But what I would be looking for over here is for price to push up and then at least create some higher low out of the zone. So we'd be looking for a daily to close bullish out of this zone over here. If we get daily candles closing bullish out of this zone, then I would look for another retest of this zone that will not break this low over here. So we'll be looking for a push upward and then a retest from the 4 hour that does not break the lows of this week and the low over here that was created on last week Friday and the opening of today, to confirm the next leg up, right? So I would be sitting on my hand with Dow Jones as well, until I see price creating some immediate higher low during this week, and it's the end of the month, so we're probably the monthly is probably going to close, and then on the beginning of the next month, July, which would probably be that's on Wednesday, yeah. So the middle of the week, we may get the where the real move is, where the next leg wants to continue, whether Dow Jones wants to break and go to test premium price over here, or if Dow Jones wants to close bullish above, retest, and then continue the next leg up. So I would be looking at this area, 25,000, between 25,200 and 25,000 flat as a psychological level for where buyers will either continue the next leg up, or sellers will drive price to another premium buying position, which the next premium buying price is around 23,400, this psychological level over here. But all in all, I believe that stock market is still in a bullish trend. So this is what we're going to be looking for over here. I can just fix this over here. You can see how price served this resistance here. Resistance again, breaks above, creates a new high, cannot break the previous resistance, confirms it as support, creates a push upward, and now once again respecting it. So if we're getting a daily close up out of this zone and then a retest, we'll be looking for a retest, then price should continue the next leg up. So my bias on a stock exchange is bullish.
Heard you.
What is that?
Unless of course I'm saying on the daily candle we get a break and close below this psychological level. So a break and close below this level would confirm for me, okay, price is gonna incur some traffic. What was that?
Sorry, I was just laughing at something. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if we get a break and close, on the daily structure, below 24,800, I would say. We can place a TP1 at around this range right here, 24,200 over here, which is previous demand, but this is a relatively weak demand in my opinion. This is the more premium price, as price cannot break below over here. It kept retesting and from this premium price created a fresh high. So from here, buyers really stepped in and pushed and drove price way up over here. So if we're gonna get a break below 24,800, I would say, we can use this as a take profit one, where price should incur a little bit of buying pressure. But if price were to reach this, that would mean it's creating a new low, a new immediate low. And what's gonna happen is it'll have a little push up before retesting this premium price over here, but it'll definitely continue to move back down here. But that's why I'm saying it's gonna be key. There's gonna be great opportunities on stock market if we're watching these levels over here. Roughly 25,000. If we're getting bullish closes above and a retest closing back bullish, then we should see the next leg pushing up to at least test these highs. But if we're getting bearish closes below, then we should see a drop, come down to take profit one, incur a little bit of buying pressure. But like I said, that would be a fresh low. So it's most likely going to continue the immediate trend and then retest the optimum price on the weekly over here around 23,500, which is a psychological level as well, a nice round number. So buyers would most likely be stepping back in over here. Let's zoom out. Yeah, if we zoom out, you can see overall for the past weeks, stock market has just been coming back. It's been roaring back, right? So these are going to be what I'm looking for on Dow Jones next week. Some key levels over here. But the main thing is to create a bias, and then when you mark your charts, you're looking at areas where, okay, so if I have a bullish bias, what am I looking for over here? I'll say, okay, I have a bullish bias on the daily time frame. This is on the 4-hour time frame as well. This is a previous resistance that's been broken, created a fresh high, and retested as support. Now I'd be looking on the daily to see if I'm getting daily closing bullish out of this zone. Then I'll say, okay, I'm looking for buys out of this zone to at least retest the most recent highs up over here, at least. And then, alternatively, my bias is still bullish on a long term. I'll say, okay, if we get a break below here, maybe I can grab a few sells to at least this zone, maybe even this zone. But at this zone, I would be looking for buys again because, my bias is still bullish on a long-term basis. So, the main thing is just developing a bias and then marking your charts to find zones where that fits your bias or, confirms it. Yeah. So that's what I'll be looking for this week on both GJ and on Dow Jones. Yeah. But we actually we're 9 minutes over what was allotted for this. This is now cutting into my shipment time.
It's shipment time.
You talking about Call of Duty? Talking about I was gonna say demon time, but that's kind of sus.
Yeah. Yo, what time?
Nothing.
And I'm asking, yo, free boy, yo, free boy, nigga, say hair patrol.
Hey, let's not talk about y'all Nassau punks.
Oh, I know, man.
Allah, help me out there. Come on. Just say yeah, Nassau got
All
punks.
live in the same country, bro.
What?
All you gotta say
So
is
you ever heard of the free boy guys?
all you gotta
right?
say is Nassau is punks, and that's it.
Yeah, but then I ain't nothing good with them, bro.
Nassau
I ain't
punks.
nothing good with that number.
All the niggas on there, baby.
All of them on that foo-foo.
Calm down now.
Listen, I'm sure.
Oh.
Calm down.
I'm
They
sure.
ain't got much gas over there, you see.
I'm sure
Yeah,
Nassau.
man.
I'm sure the population of fruit cocktails in Nassau is way higher than Freeport. So let's not go there.
Yeah, man.
Y'all got a whole society over there, I bet.
But you know what? You know where all them come from? Freeport.
They come from Freeport.
Not even, because people, that's a lie.
They want to experience the city lifestyle, bro. That's how they go. They say nothing to do in Freeport.
Yeah, baby.
Why they come Nassau?
That's better for us. That means that just means they're on your island. That doesn't refute the fact that where they are, where they reside, where they hang
See,
out.
So
It's in your
immediately, if
areas.
we look at last week too, though. Sorry to cut you off, but immediately if we look at last week too, price created this high, a lower low, and then a lower high, and now a lower low as well. So we have a lower low coming out of this previous demand. So price definitely, if we're gonna see a bullish close on the daily, I would look for the next day to at least try to continue this immediate trend and retest this low once again. And then if we get another daily closing bullish after just checking this low, then yeah, we should expect price to continue pushing back up. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for. I think I'm actually gonna trade Dow Jones. I may take a trade out of that. Take a trade.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll watch. I don't really look at Dow Jones, but it is something I wouldn't mind learning, or at least.
Yeah, Dow is a beast.
Anyway, I think we should wrap this call up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Yeah.
We can wrap this call up. So, thank you for our new viewers that have attended this meeting today. Those who on the stream, for the future viewers who was here for the live streaming, thank you as well. We appreciate your support. And yeah, tune in next week. We do this every Sunday around 8 o'clock. Every Sunday we have one of these, and then we have at least a live trading session at least once a week, usually on Wednesdays. But we're gonna get that schedule down pat. And yeah, man, thank you for the support. And we're gonna end the stream right now. I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube first.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys.